Hello everyone, it's Cooking with Matthew. Today we're going to be doing some curry, Jamaican curry chicken. I've got some of the stuff cut up. I've got some rice going. We're going to do some rice. They call it rice and peas, but it's actually rice and black beans. It's like rice and red beans and rice, but their version, it ain't got sausage and stuff. It's just the special type of rice with these black beans in there. So right now I've got some water, 6 cups of water going with 2 bouillons in there. I've got my chicken cut up. Now hold on, let me start putting some of these vegetables in there. These onions, I got the garlic and all that stuff. I've got it rubbed down. What I've done, I've just rough cut the garlic. You want it in little pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and get the onions, carrots, celery in there. I got my carrots over here. I'm gonna hold off. I'll go ahead and put the carrots in there. This is the only kind of carrots that they had, so I had to buy these already cut up carrots. It's going to be a pound of them. Okay, so now we're going to get in the chicken. So the chicken's been cut up into little bitty pieces. I had a whole chicken to start with, or as a rooster that we had here. I just you just cut it in little pieces. Like the wings I left whole, usually they cut them up. Well, I did cut the joints off of them, but you see in the drumstick we cut once. So that way the bone marrow gets in this liquid. So we're going to go ahead and just lay this chicken in here. Probably could have went ahead and added the curry powder and salt. This pot may be a little bit too small. I may have to switch it to a different pot. Yep. I thought that pot might be too small. I was hoping I could jam it all in there, but that is not going to work. Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes. That pot's any bigger. That pot ain't no bigger. I was trying to make that pot work. I really wanted to use that one. Go to my bigger pot now. I'll just transfer this over to this pot. Make sure you got a bigger pot when you're doing this. So 4-pound chicken I got, what we're working with here. Then I've got the coconut milk. Make sure that thing don't blow up. I forgot I did have these at different eyes. It probably wouldn't matter too much. There we go. Alright. So I've got the coconut milk now. I haven't wrote that down because I'm not sure how much I was going to use of that. I have a pretty good idea. I need to wash my hands now. Mess with that raw chicken. So all I've got now is the vegetables basically and the chicken. I've got it going. We'll get a lid on it here in a minute once I get these cans of coconut milk. I think I'm just going to use 2. That'll leave me one to play with here at the house. I done used 1 can inside the rice we have going in the oven. It's in the oven now. So we'll see what 2 cans looks like. Alright. I think 2 cans is going to be the ticket. I bought 4 to be on the safe side. I didn't know how much rice. I freestyle this stuff. I've watched these Jamaicans make this. I used to work with them all the time over the years. So this is how I've been shown to do it. So this should be authentic as any of us going to get. So now let's see. You want to get this curry powder right here. They got different curries, you know. They got Indian curry, which is red, and they got the green curry, which I think is Asian. This is the Jamaican curry right here. So let me get my, let's see, 1, 2, I'm gonna go with 3 tablespoons of curry powder. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of salt. I don't think I got none of that wrote down though. I'm gonna do, this is kosher salt. Might do 2. And then they usually use Scotch bonnets. All they had was jalapenos at the Piggly Wiggly, and I did not want to use jalapeno and mess up the flavor, because jalapeno is way different flavor than a Scotch bonnet. So I'm going to use these crushed red peppers. That was 3 spoon curry, 2 can. I already wrote the 2 cans down because that's what I thought I was going to use, and 2 tablespoons salt, kosher. And then let's see, I think I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of the crushed red peppers. I don't want to go crazy hot with it. That's going to make it pretty good. We'd usually they would put 2 Scotch bonnets in there, so if you want it really authentic, put 2 of them or 2 habaneros. That's what I wished I had, but I you know, like I said, this because it's going to be a different flavor than the red pepper flakes. Okay, so then there's one last thing I've got to do. We'll get some of this thyme right here. It was cheaper to buy this. Hopefully I can keep it living for a little while. And you're just gonna cut me some of this off. Cut me some of this off right here. Got the video going.
Huh?
Video's going.
Oh.
So I've got, I don't know, this is a whole little mess of thyme right there. That's probably what you would get in the thing. I'm just going to say 10 sprigs. And then let's see, then I'm going to get these potatoes right here. We're going to cut these. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let this go for a little while, then I add the potatoes. I don't want to overcook my potatoes. So we'll just put this, I'll show you what we got going on over here. It's actually pretty nice looking. That's what this is looking like right now. Then I'll put the lid on it, let it cook for a little while. I got my rice cooking, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so we're back real quick. I've got these potatoes cut up like this in nice little big chunks. Chicken's been going about 10 or 12 minutes or something. I'm going to go ahead and add these potatoes to it. I wasn't sure. You're going to be buying a store-bought chicken, so it ain't going to take near as long to cook. Some of these, this is a rooster actually. Sometimes they're a little tougher, but he seemed like he's alright. Leave that little piece of potato out. I just used Idaho. I left the skins on them. I'm going to go up in this pot. We'll put the lid back on and we'll be back. Alright, hello everyone, we're back. So everything's done. The rice took a little longer than expected, you know, but it's done. I would cook it at 400 for 45 minutes instead of 350. I had the convection oven on too, so we'll say that's what it should take. You have to check it though. I had it covered. I got it right here. But then I've got my black beans. I didn't really season these things up at all for real. I just I heated them up in the oven just like when I was cooking the rice. I put them in there a little bit later. That's what that rice is looking like before I add anything. And then there's the beans. I'm just going to mix this stuff together. And they call it peas and rice, but it's really not. But that's what the Jamaicans call it, peas and rice. So we'll pour it in here. Feel free to season up the black beans if you want to. I just didn't feel like it needed it since I seasoned the rice up pretty good. So we're just going to get these and stir this rice around together. This jasmine rice is what they typically use. I always have a fit trying to steam this stuff. This stuff is not good. Does not go good in a steamer. I always just bake this stuff or cook it on top of the stove. I like baking the rice though. So we're just going to stir that around. I'll give you the recipe for the rice. I've got it wrote down. I'm just added 2 cans of black beans to it. This is more of a rustic dish. There we go. Alright, so I got my chicken, so what I'm going to do, then we'll go ahead and scoop me some rice out on this plate. You want to pick these little sticks out. That's what I'm saying is rustic. Got me a good little helping of rice right there. Then I'm going to get me a little ladle. Cut this off. I'm going to get some of this broth. You can thicken this up if you want to. Normally I do, but like I'm just going to, this just sort of stuff just goes right into the rice. Help flavor the rice and the chicken. I'm just going to, so you can thicken this up if you want to. Normally I do, but I'm just not feeling it today. You just use a little cornstarch syrup if you want to. So, pop this off. And there's your little Jamaican jerk chicken dish right there with the peas and rice. Fix to give you the recipe. So the recipe for the rice was 4 cups of jasmine rice, 1 can of 1 13.5 ounce can of coconut milk, 3/4 stick of butter. I don't know why I put margarine. That was butter. It don't really matter. 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. You can add a little more if you want it a little more salty. It's fine. 4 cups of chicken broth. 1 bunch of green onions, rough chop it. Just use the tops. You can put the bottoms in too. You put my bottoms over there, so I saved them. 6 sprigs of thyme, and then I mixed all that stuff together real good, and I threw it in the oven. Now you can add some red pepper flakes to it, or some of that Scotch bonnet if you want. I just figured I was trying not to get too much heat. Then the next thing is my chicken. I did a 4-pound whole chicken. I cut up in a little bit small piece. You see the drumsticks even cut up. Have been cut in half. So you just want to chop it up, or you can just get 4 pounds of bone-in chicken and do it however you do it that way. 2 medium onions, 3 stalks of celery cut, 1 pound of carrots. Now I bought these pre-cut carrots. That's all they had. 6 cups of water. 2 cans of coconut. Of the 6 cups of water, I added 2 chicken Williams. I think I got that over here. Never mind. 2 cans of coconut milk, 5 cloves of garlic, just rough chopped. 2 chicken bouillon cubes, 3 tablespoons of curry, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes, or 2 Scotch bonnets or 1 Scotch bonnet. That's where if you can find them, the habaneros, use them. 10 sprigs of thyme, 5 medium potatoes. I just rough chopped them. I left the skin on them. I put them in like 20 minutes later after I started cooking the chicken though. And actually it was 4 medium potatoes. I was going to do 5 and then I went down to 4. Here's the recipe. The top part is the rice. The bottom is the chicken. You have to probably zoom in or something. Be on your phone. Or just rewind this to me. I'm fixing to try it and tell y'all where we're at. See if there's anything that may I could have did better. That's some good curry chicken. It's got just enough heat where it's not hot. You can feel it on the back end. Everything tastes good. I mean, I would stick to this recipe, and if you want to tweak it later, you can. But right here, this chicken came out perfect. This was actually a rooster. It took a little longer to cook, probably, than the store-bought chicken. I cooked this chicken about almost an hour. Well, no, it was more like 40 minutes or something like that. But I had the potatoes 20 minutes after. So you have to be your best judgment. I let the chicken go and then put the potatoes in later. These carrots are still fine though. Well, that's it till next time. Y'all have a blessed day and thank you for joining in.